Hey everyone, it's Amber with AmberMarieandCompany, and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fun Mother's Day gift, and that is using something that I know most moms would enjoy, and that's either a bottle of wine or champagne. We are going to do something really fun with this bottle, and plus I'm going to show you how to make a little arrangement to go on top as well that your mom can keep. I believe she's going to love it. This is also great for a wedding or bridal shower idea as well. So let's get to it. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to go through all of the products, and I'd like to hear all of your comments. So just tell me, ask me any questions that you would want to. If I skip over anything, I have my bottle of champagne. I just picked up an inexpensive bottle of champagne, but you can pick up your favorite champagne or your mom's favorite Prosecco, whatever it might be, for a bride or for a shower or for a housewarming gift. This is also a great housewarming gift idea. So if you have a realtor friend that is crafty, this is going to be their jam for sure. I've got Mod Podge. We're going to use that to put that on the bottle. Then I have gold leaf. So you can buy gold leaf at a lot of different craft stores. This is the actual gold leaf. So it's not the stuff you paint on, it's the actual sheets of gold leaf. And then I have one of these little bitty mini foams like this, which is going to sit right on top at the end. Okay, so this is kind of a process on this. It's not something you're going to just sit down and get done in an hour. There's a lot of steps and a lot of prep. So this is something you have to think out. Maybe it's a 2-day project or something like that. So right from the get-go, this is not an easy done in 10, done in 30-minute project. Okay, so step one, we're going to take our Mod Podge right here, and I just have, this is the gloss Mod Podge that I can't open. There, got it! Because I have a high gloss Mod Podge, but you can use any Mod Podge that you have. If it doesn't have to be high gloss at all, because the Mod Podge isn't actually going to show anyways. Okay, so I have my Mod Podge. I have a little foam brush, and what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to start this project right now as I talk, I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm just going to start putting it on my bottle, just like this, okay? So very simple. One thing I usually like to do is just come right here close to the edge of my label here, because I'm going to actually let this label show through. Some people will take and put blue tape and tape over the edges. If you feel like you need to do that, then perfect. But I'm going to take mine and just get right to the edge of it. Now you don't want to go over the edge of your bottle. So if you're afraid of that, definitely tape that off with blue painter's tape. Okay. Sorry, I had to stop talking so I could concentrate for just a second. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go over that. And the thing about Mod Podge is, too, is this doesn't have to be super thick. Right, we're just going to go here and we're going to coat it. And when you're dealing with gold leaf, the stickier your Mod Podge is, the better, right? So I'm going to let it kind of get tacky on there. So I'm going to do the front right here first. I'm going to start right here, coming all the way up to the neck of my bottle. Get real close here. And if you've ever watched at the nail salon when they put your nail color on, they'll come right up here, right to the edge, and then sweep away. So I'm using kind of that same motion here to get as close to the edge as I can of my labels. So I'm going to go all the way over that. I'm going around this part first because I don't want to have to worry about this later. Of course, my Mod Podge is just getting tacky as we just let it dry just a little bit, which is a good thing. So I'm just going to come around to this bottle just like this. And there we go. Okay, I'm coming all the way to the base here, and then just kind of a little bit over my base on the bottom of the bottle as well. So just so you can see that just a little bit closer, I'm going to hold that up. I'm going to give you just an idea of how I come right up to the edge here. Oop, right up to the edge, but not going over that label. Because technically, when you're dealing with gold leaf, the gold leaf is going to stick to anything that is tacky, okay? So I've got a short little area right here in between the front and back label. If you don't care anything about the back label, I say just cover it up. No need to worry about that at all. In fact, I'm probably just going to go ahead and cover it up right now. So I'm just going to put Mod Podge over that to get started. And now, not everybody does this the same way. I go ahead and just Mod Podge the entire bottle so I can do all this step one and then not have to worry about having to Mod Podge while I'm trying to lay all my gold leaf. And again, I'm going to do this as quickly as possible because I don't want my Mod Podge to be dry, but I do want it to be nice and tacky. So I'm putting that Mod Podge on there, a pretty good coat, especially over that label. Because I can already see on my front, my Mod Podge is starting to dry clear. And when it starts to get clear, that means it's starting to dry. So I want it to be tacky, but I don't want it to be dry. So I'm gonna have to get jamming over here quick. Okay, there we go. All the way up here. Okay, just make sure I have it all the way over here too. Okay, there we go. All right, so that is step one right there. I'm going to put my little brush to the side. Always a good idea to put your brush in water if you have it. Now I'm going to get out my gold leaf. Now the thing about gold leaf sheets is they fall apart and break very easily, right? So generally there is a side that's shiny and a side that's matte, okay? You have to pick which side you want. See, that one's a little bit shinier than the other side. Not always is that the case, but you see how lightweight it is? I'm going to put that one to the side because I want a nice sheet right here that hasn't been messed with at all. I'm going to take that to my bottle right here, and I know it's going to be hard to see because I don't have a good angle. And I'm literally just placing that right on top, right there, right on top of my bottle, right on top of that Mod Podge. And I'm using my fingers right now just to put that on. But it's really a good idea to get another foam brush and to make kind of a sweeping motion with that foam brush. Oops, not too hard because then you do what I just did, just like that. But the nice thing also about gold leaf is it's very forgiving. So you want to do that super, super light, just like I did. And then let's come here to the bottom of our bottle. And let's pat that on there right quick. Super, super light, just like that. I'm just going to come and I'm going to press that down. Just like that. And then you basically can just tear away any pieces of, so that doesn't have enough sticky on it. You can see that. I might need to put a little bit more Mod Podge right there because it needs to have something to stick to. Your gold leaf does. And then you just put that on there. Let it stick to it. And then I always try to let it dry for just a second before I start peeling too much of that gold leaf away, okay? So I'm going to take my next sheet of gold leaf here. I'm going to just place it on just like this. Pat it down. My Mod Podge is kind of getting dry. It's drying on me, so I want to make sure it's nice and tacky. Plus press that down right there. Just like that. Get that little piece of gold leaf up. Make sure this is nice and tacky here. I'm going to go ahead and press my next piece of gold leaf down, just like that. Covering everything up, okay? Just taking it just like this. You got to be nice and gentle because this gold leaf just goes and tears away very easily. But I'm just trying to pat it down right there to make sure. I'm going to add a little bit more Mod Podge here because my Mod Podge is kind of drying up. Gotta get it right there, close. Okay. I'm going to come with my next little sheet of gold leaf here. Press it right there. I think I might have two leaves there, two sheets. There we go. Press it right down there, just like that. Getting it all ready to go. Oops, on my bottle. Don't press too hard like I just did there. But I'll tell you, what's nice about gold leaf too is that even though, you know, there might be some little imperfections in my bottle, there might be some places where the gold leaf kind of tore away. Working with gold leaf is that if you do have those little spots where you have to come back and press and put more gold leaf because you might have accidentally not had enough Mod Podge or something like that, in my opinion, it's super easy just to come back in here, just add a little bit more Mod Podge where you need to, and then just press that gold leaf right back down and let that Mod Podge do its thing with your gold leaf here. Just put it right back on there. Okay, and we're going to let that dry for just a second. Okay, and then basically once that has dried, you know, and it's not quite as tacky, you can start peeling away that gold leaf, and really most of the time you can just brush it off, but you need to give it some time. See, if you don't give it time, it'll just tear away like that. But even if it does, all you have to do is just put those little scraps of gold leaf right back on there. So I'm going to do that. I've got, you can see my bottle is covered in gold leaf. I'm going to let that sit to the side and dry for just a second. I'm going to pick up all my little scraps of paper here. And you know, I'm using Mod Podge on this because it's glass and I have Mod Podge. But the other thing that you can use is there's actually a gold leaf material or medium. I don't remember the name of it, but it's actually like a gold leaf glue. And you put it to glass or any, whatever you're using, let it get tacky for just a second, and then attach your gold leaf to it, and it dries clear as well, just like Mod Podge does. But I didn't have any of it because I've gold leaf, I guess, one too many things. So I am using Mod Podge today, but you can use either, and Mod Podge works just as well too. As you can see, I mean, it's holding our gold leaf here so far. So how fun is that going to be, all gold leaf bottle? We also will paint our wine bottles sometimes as well, which using Mod Podge for that also helps quite a bit too. So I'm going to put my Mod Podge away now, and then let's talk about what we can do for a pretty floral arrangement on top. All right, so I'm still letting the gold leaf dry, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to make a little arrangement to go on top of this bottle. And so that makes this even more special because it's an arrangement that once you take off, it's going to be made with these dried flowers, silk flowers. So once you take that off, then you have a nice little arrangement for your table or whatever the case may be. So while this is still drying, I'm just literally going to take this, and you can do it two different ways. You can take your bottle, put it in the middle here, and just press right here, just like this, to make a nice little indentation. So if you can see that little indentation that I made, just turning that bottle over just like this. And then I'm going to just take the end, actually, of one of my brushes, and I'm just going to poke that down right there. So I've made the indentation. I'm going to poke that down so that this is going to fit really nice on my bottle. Okay, so I'm going to do that. You can actually just put your bottle on here and press down if you wanted to, but I have found that this works just as well. I'm going to put it on my bottle here, test it, and the biggest thing I want to make sure is that it's going to fit on my bottle and that it's going to stay, right? I don't want it to, I want this hole to be deep enough, which is just about, not quite halfway through my foam, but I want that just deep enough that it's going to sit on my bottle and not come off, okay? Got a little gold leaf everywhere, but that's going to happen. So there we go, right? So there I have my foam, and now I'm just basically going to take and just start making my arrangement. I went to our warehouse here. I got some of this really nice green, really pretty moss that I'm going to end up putting on, and you can also use Spanish moss as well. Now, if you use Spanish moss, I will say it's a little bit easier because it just comes out in clumps like this. So it's super easy just to take and start wrapping around. So I'm going to use the Spanish moss because it's easier. And then I also have these, which are floral pins. But these are really thick floral pins. Look how far they go in. So I don't need them to go into my arrangement that far. So I'm going to start by taking those little floral pins and just pinching off just a little portion, just right here. So you can see that. Just going to pinch that off because I don't need it to stick that far into my floral foam, okay? So I'm going to do that real quick. to, oops, be careful because they'll fly across the room and you'll never find them until you step on them. So don't do that. Maybe I'm speaking from experience. Or here, let me just clip it into the trash can. That's the easiest way. All right. Oops. Okay, so I started by clipping 3 of those. I'm going to take my moss and I'm literally going to wrap it around my arrangement just like this. And I'm going to use those little floral pins every so often just to stick into the moss, just to hold it in, just like this. Now remember, this is just to kind of help cover and to hide your styrofoam. That's all this is doing. So we don't have to put tons of it on there, but just enough that that green color, that bright green color of your styrofoam isn't going to show, because this is an arrangement that we're going to want your hostess or whomever to keep around for a little while. So we want to make it fresh but cute. Okay, I'm going to clip a couple more of these little guys. Put some moss right here on top. The good news is you don't have to use too many of these floral picks, because once you start poking in all of your flowers, that is also going to hold it. So just so you can kind of see how I have that. And then if you want to do the bottom of it too, you can certainly do the bottom of your bottle as well. But we're going to have flowers too. So let's not get too carried away with the moss until the very end. All right, so I went to the warehouse and I selected some really pretty florals. I had this really pretty pink, and this is available on our website. This is called a ranunculus filler bush. It's $15 and you get all of those pretty cuttings. And then I have this other one, which is a little bit of a brighter pink. This is also a ranunculus bush, and this is, you get 12 of these little guys right here for $4.99. So it's a really inexpensive little bush. I'm going to just start by cutting all these little clippings. So I'm just cutting them. And remember, this bottle, all of our clippings are going to be very short, okay? Because we don't need a big arrangement coming out this way. So everything is going to be clipped pretty short on this. That way it doesn't look silly, like, you know, I know we like things overdone here, but there's a limit sometimes. So I'm going to clip all of these little pieces off. Maybe. There we go. I'm just doing all my clipping. And then I can always clip later to make them even shorter if I need to. But right now it's just to get them all off of my little stem here. All right, so I'm going to start with, clipping that. I've got also this really pretty eucalyptus. This is a 16-inch dollar eucalyptus bush, has 7 cuttings on it, and it is $6.99. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to clip all those preliminarily here. Those are obviously going to be way too long if I keep them this long. But that's just the first round, first clip, okay? So I'm going to start by turning my bottle back towards me, and I just want to start by putting in some green, right? So now think about this. I want this green to kind of lay in close to my bottle like this. I don't want it to be sticking up and way out. There might be a chance where I kind of want a little bit kind of coming up and down and away, especially right here towards the front of my bottle, if that makes sense. So when I kind of start putting those greeneries in, just making sure that you're not putting your greenery too far up and too far away, right? It's going to kind of want to stay close. And this is an arrangement that's going to be, you know, just, I would consider a little bit tighter maybe than most arrangements, because you don't want your bottle to be too overwhelmed with the florals, right? This is a pretty arrangement, an accent. It's not, you know, we don't want to go too over the top. So I'm just going to keep plugging those greeneries in. And as you can see here too, I want to show you this up close. So this one I'm going to clip into 2. I'm going to take it right there. And I'm going to clip this so I have a nice little pick to use here and a pick to use here on my greenery. I'm just going to keep plugging those away into my arrangement. Okay. Again, we don't want our green to be too tall. We want to kind of stick, you know, close in right there. I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around. Get my greenery in. Greenery in over here on this side. And remember, greenery is always just adding, it's just your base. Your flowers are going to be your biggest filler. So that's why I always tell people I don't want to get too carried away on the green. I'm going to have just a little part that's just sticking up right there as well. So you can kind of see what I've done here. Kind of made my base. Okay. I'm just going to keep repeating this process all the way around. Now I am making a couple of greeneries up top that are a little bit taller because I want that to really show with my flowers. So I want to give my flowers a little bit of green that's going to be poking through and around. So I'm going to put some of that up top. But the majority of my greenery is going just around the outer edge of my styrofoam. Just like that. Now you can also do this with fresh flowers too. And I love fresh flowers. But the only difference is that fresh flowers, they just don't stay. And this is an arrangement that your guests can have and keep, you know, for months on end. Okay, so that's what it's looking like so far. My bottle is still drying, just so you can see. I have gold leaf hanging everywhere, guys, but I'm trying to get this done for you guys in a timely manner. Any of this gold leaf that I can kind of brush away, I'm going to. And if there's any spots that I've missed, I'm not going to worry, because that's what is so nice about gold leaf is you can always come back and fill those spots up. Okay, but I'm just going to brush that away for just a second here. I'll just brush you slightly away here. And I can definitely see when I'm brushing that away, you know, some places where maybe my Mod Podge was a little bit drier and didn't have quite the stickiness that it should have, just like right there. But that's okay. I'm not worried about it. I have plenty of gold leaf, and I'll be able to fix that at the end. But I just want to kind of clear some of that mess away from my bottle here and keep my workspace a little bit cleaner. All right, so now you can see on our arrangement what we have going on so far. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take some of my pink flowers now and just start clipping those and adding them in. So why don't I put that over there? And I've got some white flowers, and I'm literally just going to take those and just start poking them in my arrangement. The pretty pink flowers I have, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. So you see we're adding these piece by piece. So this wire is very thin. So you've got to just be very careful when you poke it. You got to just go straight in with it, because you're not going to get a lot of chances to do that one over. I'll just tell you that much. So I'm just putting those flowers in just like that. And I'm just going to continue to do that same exact thing all over this arrangement right here. Just adding lots of pretty pink flowers. Now you could always hot glue these in too if you wanted to, but for the sake of time in our arrangement, I'm not going to hot glue. I'm just going to stick them in. Okay. So I'm just scattering those pretty pink flowers, and this bush also has some white filler in it too. So I'm just going to scatter those kind of all over. I'm going to take the front and turn it towards me just real quick so I can make this front look really cute and place my flowers exactly how I want them in the front. And then don't forget too, I am also going to put a little bow on this. So maybe I should go ahead and do that now so I can reserve my space. My bow is going to be really simple, just a really small pink little bow, just like this. I'm taking this little ribbon that we have here. It's a 1.5 inch. It's called Pearl Beads on Royal. And I'm just going to make a cute little 3-way bow here. I love to do this with Mackenzie Childs ribbon. So if you have any Mackenzie Childs ribbon, That's the little 1.5 inch. This looks so cute with Mackenzie Childs. I'm going to get a zip tie here real quick out of my drawer. I'm just going to take this little guy right here, and I'm going to take my zip tie. I'm going to get it all ready. But before I zip it completely, okay, got it all here in the middle, just a cute little bow. Before I zip it completely, I'm going to put in a little floral pick. So I'm going to slide that right in, right behind. I'm going to zip this down to where that floral pick is sticking out the back. Okay, so can you see that real good? I've got that little floral pick right there. All right, I'm going to come in. I'm going to trim that up. I'm going to trim my floral pick down just a little bit because if it's too long, it'll just go in and hit the top of my bottle, and I obviously don't want that. But I need it long enough that it will actually stay in. And the bow might be the one thing that you actually do need to add a little hot glue to, just for extra safety, to make sure that bow stays in. Because bows tend to get a lot of abuse sometimes. They're right in the middle, right in the front, and we want that little thing to just stay put. So if you put any hot glue anywhere, that would be my recommendation. And look how cute that is. Is that not just taking shape? So cute. I'm just loving it. Okay, so let's just keep going here with these pink flowers that I have. And then don't forget, I have another bush of pink that we're going to come in and add here in just a second as well. So I'm kind of trying to spread these out all over my arrangement. And again, we don't want this sticking up too much, so I'm trying to keep it very close in to my arrangement as well. Sticking in there. Got this little pretty pink I have coming out and away. I'm going to add some pink over here to this side. Okay. And you know, when you're working on an arrangement like this, like a table arrangements are a lot more about balance too, and symmetry. So that's one thing you want to make sure is that you do try to be somewhat symmetrical and balanced. You don't want to have all of your flowers in one color on one side and then not have any of your flowers on the other. And also shorter stems make it easier to punch it into your arrangement. So just keep that in mind. Okay, add some white. I'm going to turn this little guy around here. Make sure I have white. Oh, see, I told you the bow takes all the abuse. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on my bow and stick it back in there. So I'm just putting that hot glue. If I can do this, this is where a glue gun works the best. I'm just taking that hot glue, putting it right there. I'm going to stick my bow right back in where I had it. I'm going to press it in there real good, and I'm just going to hold it for a second. Let that glue dry, okay, because I want that bow to stay, right? Because my mom loves beautiful bows, and if I give this arrangement to my mom, and remember, so this is what's going to happen is this is going to come off, and it's going to be a beautiful arrangement right there for them to keep, okay? All right, so I'm just going to keep adding my flowers. So I'm just going around my whole arrangement here, adding in all the pretty flowers. I'm telling you, this is a great shower gift. It's a great hostess gift for a shower. It's a great housewarming gift. It's a great, think how cute it would be for 4th of July. You can put it on a champagne bottle. You can make a wine bottle like this. There's so many options to make this super, super cute for any occasion. And again, these wires are very thin, so you only get a couple of, sometimes just one shot to really stick it in there before you bend that wire, and it's not easy to use anymore. Okay, I've got one last of this flower. I'm going to put it to the side here to use later. Now I'm going to come in with this other flower, which is really cute. It has a darker leaf to it, and the wire is a lot stiffer on it. So I'm going to just start coming in and just adding it in places as well. So this is great to use because that wire is nice and stiff on it. I love that about it for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to add it in And I'm just filling in all the spots. That's basically what I'm doing. Just coming in and just filling in any spot that doesn't have a flower already. Anywhere I need a little punch of color, I'm just taking this whole thing and just filling in those spots. Coming down my arrangement a little bit. Making sure the back looks nice and tidy because this is a round arrangement, so I want it to look good from all sides. And I want it to look good like when you bring it in. If you're bringing it into the party, right? You want to walk in, everybody like, oh my gosh, what is that? So it has to look good from all angles, all sides. So I'll put one of those pretty darker pink flowers right up in here. Right there. Let's put a dark pink one way up here on the top. I think it's going to look good. So we're just filling and filling. That's it. We're just filling in all the way around here. Making a cute little arrangement. I just love this. This is one of my favorite things. It's fun to make because, again, it's relatively quick and easy to do. But it just adds happy. And what says happy like flowers and champagne, right? Yes, please. I'll take it. Most any time. So, more flowers. Let's do a flower up top here. Towards the back. Oh, yeah. This is adorable. Love it. All right. I've got one last light pink flower, which I kind of need right down here in the back. I'm going to use that real quick, and I'm going to turn this baby around so you can see all the angles of what we have done here to make this little arrangement just pretty. Pretty pink pop of color. Okay, you are too long. Clip you. One more flower right in here, and I think we're going to be pretty golden. Awesome. All right, now I have all these little white specks here. I'm going to take them and just add them in for filler. All right, so I'm going to put some filler in this arrangement all the way around. Filler. And then sometimes this might be where these little picks I'm using are very, very weak wire. So anytime I have a little weak wire, I might just add just a little bit of that, a dab of glue on the end of it, just to make sure it has staying power. Okay, so you can see how this is looking all the way around. I have just a few other little sprigs. How fun is that? I mean, it's just a cute arrangement, nice and fun on top of your champagne or wine bottle. I'm telling you, this is always a hit when you bring it to a party. And it's something that you made, you did, you designed, and people always, I feel like they like that, right? They like to see. All right, I'm going to brush away my gold leaf here, find my little spots that haven't stuck like they were supposed to. Those naughty, naughty little gold leaf children. Okay, and then I'm just going to take more gold leaf, my extra little tidbits of gold leaf here. I'm going to take my Mod Podge and just go over those little spots, right? It's super simple, super easy to do. I've got my arrangement here. I'm going to actually just take my arrangement off. So see, you're going to take that off. You're going to set it down, and then it's going to be really cute on a table for an arrangement. And then you're going to have your beautiful bottle, which is also part of the gift right here. I'm just going to take those little spots where it's missing, gold leaf, Mod Podge it, stick it on there, okay? I probably should let my Mod Podge dry just slightly. And even if you go over your former gold leaf, it's okay. It's just going to make another layer of gold leaf. It will be just fine. Promise. This gold leaf isn't about having a perfection of a bottle, but more or less just covering it to make it shiny, like that's part of the gift wrapping of it. Right there too. So all those little spots where it just Didn't have enough little staying power of my Mod Podge. Just going to take and go over that just a little bit more. Let it dry for just a second. And then just go over. I have all these little pieces of gold leaf. I'm just going to take them, just put them on just like that. Just like that. And I'm just going to patch all those little spots up. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do with my gold leaf, my bottle, to bring it to complete perfection. So that way there's nothing missing. There's no little spots anywhere that anybody will ever be able to tell this wasn't done professionally at the bottling plant. There we go. That does. One more spot right here. Add that. Okay. Here we have our beautifully decorated gold-leafed champagne bottle with our beautiful arrangement. Now I have a few finishing touches to do on our champagne bottle where I have to brush away some of our gold leaf that's still drying, but you get the concept. I think you get the picture of what the finished product is going to look like. So here it is. How fun is this? There is your take-home arrangement. You can put this on top of a candlestick. It would be really pretty. Or you can just lay it down on the centerpiece of a table wherever you're going. And this is something that your guest, whoever you're gifting this to, is going to be able to enjoy this cute arrangement either all spring or all summer. Again, great for a baby shower, bridal shower, a graduation gift for college graduation, maybe even a retirement gift, any kind of party that you're going to. 4th of July, how fun is this? And it's just that easy. You have a beautiful arrangement on top of a wine bottle, which is gorgeous, or champagne bottle, and this is it. You're going to love it. So if you love this idea, if you want more ideas, I would love it if you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Also, hit that subscribe button. This is our YouTube channel with Amber Marie and Company. Everything except for the champagne and gold leaf is available actually on our website at AmberMarieandCo.com. So I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and let me know if you're enjoying our channel.